A few weeks back, Bruce Springsteen fans were outraged to find that ticket prices for his current tour were as high as $5,000.
Springsteen's fans have never felt cheated until now.
$5,000 a piece.
$5,000.
Would you really pay $5,000 to go see your favorite band?
No.
I can't do that.
That's a bit much.
We can thank a predatory new business practice for that. It was introduced by Ticketmaster, and they call it dynamic pricing. It's an experimental technique, and it's pissed off everyone, from fans to venues to performers themselves, including the boss.
Including the boss, Bruce Springsteen. But there's a bigger boss that's really making this whole thing blow up. If any of you guys use Ticketmaster, you may have seen some issues. I did, but I haven't looked back since, so I'm not really sure what the latest is. Outside of this dynamic pricing to gouge more people out of more tickets, $5K potentially for a Bruce Springsteen concert. But you know what? Once they crossed over to what? The Swifties. If you guys don't know what Swifties are, you're gonna soon find out. Taylor Swift fans aren't happy about these situations either. And now it's getting all the way up to political leaders talking about it. Yeah, so let's go into the details of what happened and what is it they've been up to. So there's some bad blood brewing between Taylor Swift and Ticketmaster. This is getting really bad. Pre-sales for a handful of dates on the singer's new tour began on Tuesday. But infuriated fans report the ticketing website appeared to crash or freeze during this purchase. Customers turned to Twitter to complain about Ticketmaster not loading or allowing them to access tickets, despite having a pre-sale code for verified fans. Here's the statement from Ticketmaster in response to this blow up. They said a few updates on the Taylor Swift Eras tour on sale. There's been historically unprecedented demand with these millions showing up. Hundreds of thousands of tickets have been sold. If you've already secured tickets, you're all set. If you're currently in a queue, please hang on tight. Queues are moving, and we're working to get fans through as quickly as possible. West Coast sales, a bunch of excuses, you guys. It's all good, nothing's wrong. It's not a matter of us having all this power and influence and control over all these things, and also our dynamic ticket pricing. It's just all those other things. Just wait, just hold on, we've got it. I just don't know why the system isn't working. Either way it goes, we have to get more details about the history of this whole thing and Ticketmaster and why they're so expensive. So let's let them explain that here.
So how can Ticketmaster get away with it? Because they are the bullies of the music industry playground. Ticketmaster and LiveNation, which is the same company, but we'll get to that later, can basically do whatever they want because they have seized control over every aspect of the live music industry by creating a monopoly. This ticketing cartel has the power to destroy venues and artists who refuse to work with them. They even have their own resale platform, and they encourage and incentivize ticket resellers to gouge fans. All of these exploitative practices make Ticketmaster execs very, very rich. LiveNation CEO Michael Rapino made $70.6 million in 2017. That's one of the largest CEO pay packages ever. But here's the twist. This entire monopoly was helped along and enabled by our elected leaders.
Politics. AOC tweeted this out, talking about this whole thing with LiveNation and this monopoly. Let's keep it real. She says, daily reminder that Ticketmaster is a monopoly. Its merger with LiveNation should never have been approved, and they need to be reined in. Break them up. I talked about the Swifties and Taylor Swift folks. They're also united on this whole thing. They took to Twitter to complain about Ticketmaster as well. A few of them point out, when you're trying to get Taylor Swift tickets, but Ticketmaster keeps crashing. I thought that was the minimum of the problems, because that was the problem I had before. Oh, outside of the fact that the ticket I bought didn't exist. I mean, that stuff too, but just saying. That was a long time ago. I think they fixed it since. This is a totally different problem, so let's not even bring that up. But since we're talking about politicians, they did mention that. AOC had something to say, but you know what? Apparently President Biden is a Swiftie too. He said this: I know hidden junk fees like processing fees on concert tickets are a pain. They're unfair, deceptive, and add up. That's why last week I called on my administration to crack down on these fees and put that money back in your pocket. I'm willing to go on a limb here, Jeff, and say that Joe Biden did not tweet that. He has nothing to say about, I understand you guys, concert tickets are so high, I'm about to go to the G20. At the same time, these concert tickets are out of control, and that's why I told my administration to do this, and that. No, he didn't. But I feel you. That's the step that we're trying to push. One more piece here before we talk about it. The More Perfect Union, apparently they say have a solution to this entire problem with Ticketmaster. Let's let them give us the real solution here.
So how do we get to a point where the people in charge of preventing monopolies are enabling monopolies? And more importantly, how can we take back power from Ticketmaster and their monopolistic brethren? Let's take a look. Now I've got good news. The Biden administration, took a strong stance against monopoly power. This administration came out against that sort of thinking, and they handed down an executive order that charged the DOJ to police monopolies and protect consumer autonomy and privacy. That's an admission that monopolies are about more than just prices. If they're serious about this, the Ticketmaster monopoly has to be on the DOJ's agenda. Biden's DOJ should take up and review this case due to Ticketmaster's continued violation of their consent decree. We need to unwind this monopoly and break them up.
You ever have any of these issues, Jeff? I mean, I feel like I keep complaining. It was just a basketball game in Toronto from 2011 or something like that. But yeah.
Well, us Swifties aren't taking. I mean, us. I'm not saying I'm a Swiftie. I mean, I'm not even plugged into the situation. I barely even know what's going on. I mean, I'm not upset that Taylor's going to Cincinnati instead of Columbus in the summer. I'm not a part of this. No, I'm just saying that I will take a stand against monopolies. I'm not saying that us. I'm not saying Swifties, should fight back about this alone. It's a collective, JR, me, you, Swifties, I'm not a Swiftie. And we should all stand up because there are other things that I would like to see and be a part of. That's all I'm saying. No accusations here, just let's stand up to monopolies. That's what this is.
Well, Columbus versus Cincinnati, that's the beef here, right?
Yeah. June 30th and July 1st, she's gonna be in Cincinnati. And I'm like, maybe one of those days could be here. I mean, why do I gotta drive hours? I mean, hypothetically, why would I have to drive 2 hours from here to Cincinnati in order to see Taylor Swift? Is all I'm thinking. Hypothetically.
All I'm saying is, I heard you've got a 12-year-old and a 9-year-old. Those might be the reasons why. I'm just gonna help you out a little bit.
Yeah, maybe my kids want to see Taylor Swift and not me. Maybe my wife. I'm not saying all 4 of us are Swifties. That's ultimately what I'm not saying.
There's a good chance though that maybe she's a Michigan alum and she doesn't want to go take her ass to Columbus and deal with. I've never been to Columbus.
You've never been to Columbus? Are you serious?
No, I haven't. No. I've been. I think I went. The most I've been through Ohio is Cedar Point. Is it Point or Rapids? Cedar Point, right? Yeah.
It's Cedar Point, man.
Yeah. It's been a very long time. I graduated high school in Detroit, man. So.
I mean,
it was like a field trip or something.
Don't make me get Taylor Swift fans against you, okay?
We're gonna make sure though, you'll have to submit your favorite Taylor Swift song in your own rendition of it in order to prove your Swiftiness. I mean, your lack.
My lack of Swift, yeah, it would just be, reading the lyrics off the screen because I don't know, shake it off the top of my head, like not all the lyrics. So,
Oh, you guys better not lose that game against Michigan because there's some more material for David Schuster to come at you with. Just
yeah, he will take advantage.